I have a question to Ahmed side about where. So you said tax is consumption tax is where. However, actually, as which is said, the rich people say can save money. However, extreme poor people cannot save money, so they use all money to consumption, and consumption tax can tax only consumption. They cannot tax save. So consumption tax is said as regressiveness. So regressive tax. So please explain this point, because I think it is very unfair situation.
I guess two things. One is that, no one really likes taxes at the end of the day. They're like, if you asked a group of people, like someone just did, if they are a fan of the tax system, you won't get very many fans. But the reason that you raise taxes is not for the tax, it's for the effect of the tax, the benefit to social welfare programs, for the liquidity and solvency of the Japanese government. So, if you think that regressive taxes are bad, it's sort of like, sorry, it's the only way to solve this very bad problem. The reason that income taxes won't solve the problem is actually because of the aging problem in Japanese society, where more and more people have already left the workforce. And so because there are fewer people working, that is not really an option. The second thing is that, if you are a poor person and you have to spend all of your money on consumption, the worst thing that could happen is for that money to be worth nothing, which would be a not improbable outcome of a credit downgrade. So I would say keep the money valuable. Make sure your yen can buy stuff, and then after that we'll worry about what sort of taxes are good or bad, regressive, progressive. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions?
Good evening, I'm Kazuma Kobatake from the Faculty of Economics. This is a question for the affirmative side. If you were to this time participate in this debate on the opposition side, would you have made a similar claim that the KO team did tonight, or would you have constructed a different argument?
Yeah, I think KO's got some real good arguments. I think that the argument that people will consume less and that will decrease tax revenue is an argument that is made by some economists. I wouldn't say the majority, but it's definitely an argument that we've seen in debates. When we judged at the East-West tournament in Osaka, that was a main argument that was advanced by the negative team, and that a lot of these arguments about the disparate impact of regressive taxation and the moral nature of taxes, I think, are prime negative ground.
One thing that I wanted to add is that we have actually made public the arguments and the evidence that we use when we have these debates. We have a blog, and I can share perhaps with Suzuki-sensei the URL for you all, but it's japandebate.tumblr.com. And on that blog, in addition to seeing where Brian and Edmund and myself are located in Japan during this tour, and some of the photos that we've taken and our stories that we're sharing, we're also sharing our arguments, because we think that it is immensely important for quality debate that people have access to quality arguments, right? It's not a game where we try and, hide our cards and, not show people what we're trying to get at. We think that if you are aware of the arguments on both sides of an issue, and that you have the opportunity to prepare those arguments in advance, then you will make better arguments in response, and better arguments lead to better debate. So we have made those arguments public, and if you have more questions about what we have said in other debates, what we might say in other debates, both on the affirmative and on the negative, I hope that you will encourage, I hope that you will take the time to follow our blog.
Sean, could I ask you to write down the URL?
Mm-hmm.
It will be